Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and welcome to my group project presentation. Before we get to the problem, first we have to know what is Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion states that for every action has a reaction which is of the same magnitude but opposite in direction. Any time of a force exerted on an object, that force is caused by other object. In other words, Newton's third law involves two different bodies. Now we understand what Newton's third law of motions mean. Now we can go to the problem statement. For the problem statement, a carpenter uses a hammer of mass 2 kg to drive a nail into a wooden block. The hammer is swung down with a speed of 5 meters per second just before hitting the nail. When the hammer strikes the nail, it comes to a complete stop in 0.01 seconds. Using Newton's third law of motion, calculate the average force the hammer applies on the nail. Then, we have to state the force the nail applies back on the hammer. Now we have to take a look at the problem. Now we have to solve it. How to solve it? First, we have to find every information that we got from the question. So for the first one, we have initial velocity of 5 meters per second. We use that as u. We put that as u. And the final velocity is when the hammer strikes and it stops, which is 0 meters per second. And for the time, it's 0.01 second is on the question. And for the mass of the hammer is 2 kilogram. Now to find the force, we have to use F equals ma. But the problem is we don't have acceleration. So first we gotta find acceleration first. So we use A equals u minus v over t. We have u and we have v and we have t. We put it in the equation and we get minus 500 meters per second. After we get acceleration, we put it in F equals ma, which is Newton's second law. F equals ma, which is 2 times minus 500 equals minus 1000 Newton. That's the force. Finally, Newton's third law states that every force that exerted to an object, it will exert it back on the opposite direction with the same magnitude. So we put F1 equals minus F2. So we get minus 1000 Newton equals 1000 Newton. In conclusion, since the hammer force is 1000 Newton to the nail exerted the same force to the hammer, which makes the hammer stop moving. Which means the hammer and the nails achieve an equilibrium states.